Hi there, this is John Barton from JB Cases. This is our weekly showcase for this week. We got a lot of cool cases to show you. And I'm going to start out with a orange and black right here. This one's pretty cool, all designed on our designer. Orange and black, but it has white stitching. You can check this out and see how the white stitching plays for a contrast on there. And then we did a little bit different thing on here. We did a little bit of a kind of quilted stitching design on here for the initials, so it came out looking pretty cool. And then this one here has a nice tan interior inside, and it is a 3x6. So remember, jbcases.com, go check out our designer, and you can design it to your heart's content on there until you get it just right, and then we'll build it for you. Okay, here's a pretty cool case right here with, this is a 4x8, and you'll notice there's no top handle on here. This is a 3-color case where the customer has decided to do slate gray for the body, black faces on the pockets, slate gray piping right here, I'll put that up here so you can see it a little bit better, and burgundy for the sides on there. And then of course we have a towel ring right here to adjust to. You can also use this to carry the case. You'll notice again, as I said, you don't have to choose all the parts that are there, so this customer chose not to have a handle on top because it makes a nice elegant look right here, so it keeps the case a little bit smaller, a little bit sleeker, and there you go. So another case designed on the designer. Alright, here's another one in slate gray with white stitching. This one is black and gray, but it has the white stitching for contrast, and you can see how that comes out on here. So pretty cool case there. And here's a similar one. This one is also black and gray, but it's predominantly black right here with just the simple gray sides on here, and then the initials stitched into the bottom of the pocket right there. And it does not have contrasting stitching, so you can see how that looks on there. So just remember, you know, there's so much that you can do on our designer, any which way you like it, to get just the look that you want. Okay, now here is a case. Many of you have spoken with Matthew Alston. He works with us. He's someone who's basically just handles just about everything in the office that I don't want to do, which is just about everything. And so he designed a case for himself. This is how it came out. He generously put the JB Cases logo right here on there. Got his name stitched in right here. Nice black and red case with red contrasting stitching. He's got red zipper pulls on here. He has a pocket tray in here for all the accessories. For those of you who don't know what a pocket tray is, it is a tray that you can adjust. All these pieces come out and you can adjust them as you need them inside the case to fit all of your accessories. And then when you go to play, you can just simply pop the whole tray out, put it on a table, and all your stuff is right there. You don't have to worry about going and getting into your case again while you're playing. So that makes it a lot easier. Now, another thing that Matt put on his case is a nickname generously given to him by one of his local opponents. Every time that Matthew and this guy play, Matthew gets really lucky. So he put the nickname Lucky right there on the shoulder pad. Just to remind everybody, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And you would think, because all this matches nice black and red all over here, that the interior would be black or red, but Matt has a practical reason for choosing blue inside, and it's because he doesn't want to have to deal with chalk, dirt, everything else, so he chose to put a blue interior in there so it doesn't show the chalk marks. He can just put his cues away when he's done, not worry about it, and it always looks pretty good inside because it blends in with the interior case. And then this one also has a ball holder for when he gets in those big tight matches and he wants to have exactly the right cue ball with him. It's always there in that space. So again, you can design all this on our designer. Just go online and design it. You know, you can play around with it, color, stitching, everything you want until you're happy with it. And when you're done, we'll build it for you. Okay, so the next case I want to show you though, even with all the choices, color choices, design choices that you have on the online designer at the moment, it still might not cover everything that you want to do. So in that situation, you would want to call us up and explain what you want, and then we'll build that for you. Here's a case right here. This is a 2x3, and it has pockets that are about 2.5 inches high on here. And you'll notice each pocket is exactly the same size. And the reason that we did this at the customer's request is because he has a very specific reason for wanting 3 equal size pockets that are taller on the case. So we built it for him that way. And that is something that we do because we are a custom case company. So anything that you want done, if you can't get it designed on your own, then just give us a call. We'll be happy to take your call and do it. Our new phone number, by the way, is 405-455-6605. Okay, I'll repeat that. 405-455-6605. That'll be on our website as well, of course. You know, you can just look us up and find it. But like I said, if you can't get it all designed on the designer, just call us up. We'll build the case exactly like you want it if it's within our technical ability to do so. Okay. Now, here's a case. This one is a hybrid case. This is a nylon body where everything else on it is leather. Okay? So we have leather pockets here. We have leather lid on here. We have a leather ring around the bottom. We have a leather shoulder pad right here. And this one is still in the process of being done. You'll see here, we have a design on here. It's exactly what the customer wanted. We need to go ahead and finish coloring it so that it's exactly the colors that he wanted. But you'll notice here we were able to put in here, just as he desired, his nickname, Slim, S-L-I-M, inside the cards. So again, you know, if you can't get everything designed on the designer the way you want it, just give us a call. We'll help you figure it out. But as far as that goes, you can go online, you can go around the internet, and you can find graphics, images, things like that that are going to be suggestive of what you would like, and you can upload them yourself, put them on the case, kind of get a feeling for what you might like, and then still give us a call. Let us look at the design that you came up with, and then together we can modify it into exactly what you want. Alright, so there's an idea for you. Okay. Now, with all these nylon cases that we're doing, some of you might forget that we pioneered a lot of high-end leather cases, that we still do leather cases. And one of the designs over the years that has been really popular is one that we call the monster design. It's kind of an abstract thing where monsters are going everywhere in the case, and they're, you know, we do a lot of layers. And here's a case that we did for a customer. He wanted the same sort of thing, but Chinese dragons instead of monsters. So here's the case right here. And I want to show you that with leather, we can do a lot of great things. You know, that's one of the great things about leather. It's a natural material that can be molded and shaped and used in so many different ways. And especially when it comes to decoration and decorating, we can make like what are practically leather sculptures here that are also practical use items. So this is a lifetime cue case that's going to protect his cues forever, but it also is a work of art that he's proud to carry around. So, this case here, you can see we did the layers here. You can see the leather layers that we sewed on here. And this gives it some depth. You can see that the dragons here are kind of swirling around the case. And this is all hand sewn, by the way, and hand laced down here to close it up. So you get a really kind of almost an unbroken palette or a canvas going around here. And you can see how the dragons are pushing in here and they're pushing in through here. You know, they're coming up through here. And then one cool thing that we did here on this case is the latch is a magnetic hand-built latch. So this thing will never wear out, okay? These magnets are rated that basically they lose power at the rate of like 1% every decade. All right, so it would take 100 years before the magnet even loses power of 10% of its holding power. Okay, so I don't think most of us are going to be worrying about, you know, that in 100 years. When that comes down, if it ever comes down to where the magnet loses its power completely, let's just hope that the case is still intact, still working well, and that somebody cares enough to go ahead and get it fixed. Okay, but for the lifetime of this guy, that's going to hold perfectly. But one of the things that I like about our magnetic latches, which I've mentioned many times on video, is the fact that we can shape them and adjust them as needed to match the design. So you'll see here how the mouth of the dragon is part of the latch. So you can see there, that's all hand done. This is a hand-built magnetic latch here. There's magnets all the way around here, and then in the lid right here, there's magnets, little tiny magnets in here that all together have really good pulling power. So you can see that when the case is closed, it just sucks in like that right to the body, and you don't have to worry about it. You cannot open this case accidentally by swinging it around. You can turn it upside down, you can shake it, whatever you want to do. This will not open accidentally. It will only open when you grab it and you open it like that. And because the interior is our UltraPad interior, even if somehow it were to come open, your cues aren't going to fall out. So you've got that extra protection there. And this is made, it's not only sewn right here, it is riveted underneath the first two layers to the body. So it's sewn all the way through and riveted all the way through so that it can easily hold the weight, the full weight of a 4x8 leather case plus all the cues inside and not break. And that's ultimately what you want, is you want a case that's going to be durable and hold up under all conditions and not break. So my old friend Chaz Clements, who's a really great leather worker, he told me that he calls that safari grade, which means you could take it into the jungle and use it as if your life depended on it, because it just might depend on it. So we try to build these leather cases to that standard, which he calls safari grade, and that's part of it. So just remember that if you really want a high-end heirloom quality leather case built to the exact same standards and durability that we were known for, we still do that. People could tend to forget that because we're doing so many nylon cases now, because those cases actually fit into most people's budgets. You know, this one right here, we're talking about, you know, like a $1,500 case, whereas something like this, you know, that's about a $250 case, maybe $220, around there. I'm not exactly sure how it came out, priced out. And then, you know, with $20 or so shipping, you're talking about $270. But here, he's got also a durable case that should last a lifetime with just a little bit of normal care, but it's only $270. So when you figure that up, compared to other cases out there that are going to tear up within a year or two, dollar for dollar, this actually ends up being the cheapest case on the market, the least expensive case that you can buy, because you pay a little bit more up front than you pay for our competitors' cases, and not always, by the way. You know, there's a lot of cases out there that when you look at them, they're like $200 or $250, and you might look at them online and it's like, it says $250 retail and then it's $210 on sale, right? But the point of that is that if you use that case for a year, maybe a year and a half, and things start breaking and falling apart, now you've got a useless thing that you've spent $200 on, while meanwhile you could have spent $270 on this one, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years down the road, you're still using it. The only reason that you would change this case is just because you want the look of something else. You want to change to different colors or something like that. But you would never give up this case because it's broken. Okay? And we also have a lifetime warranty on here. So we try to build them so that they'll never break under normal conditions. But if it does, if we screw up, then 5 years later you send it back to us, we'll build you another case. And I've got a perfect... Matthew, would you hand me that red case, please, real quick? I've got a perfect example to show you. The one that's over there by the wall, by my desk. I've got a perfect example to show you, okay? First of all, we're not perfect, okay? We're human beings. So we build cases the strongest way we know possible. But we also sometimes when we're building it, we'll do things and we'll think that it's really strong, but we'll find out later that maybe that wasn't the best technique, or we could have done it a little bit better. So we had a little period where you can see here some of these handles were tearing up, and the reason is because we just weren't allowing enough of this material to overlap. Okay, so we thought it was really good. You know, when we tested it, everything seemed to be fine, but we didn't realize that the amount of material that we sewed together wasn't enough to resist the stresses of a lot of daily use. So now, all of our newer handles and everything since a few years have that extra material in there, so we don't have to worry about that. But this gentleman just sent me this case back. He's had it, these aren't dated, so I don't know how long he's had it, but I'm going to assume that he's had it for maybe like 2 or 3 years. And what we did, we just said, fine, ship it back, we'll build you another case, and that's what we're doing. So that's what a true lifetime guarantee is. It's no bullshit, no hassle, you know. We're not going to argue with you about it. We're just going to take the case and we're going to replace it. Now, having said that, okay, there is one little thing that you guys need to remember. If a case comes in and it's obviously been abused or misused in some way, you know, so for example, we had a guy that shipped his case with no other case on it, okay, he just took the case and sent it through the airlines, right, and then it came back and then it was all torn up right around here, and he wanted to make a claim out of it with me, right, and I said, look, I said, you know, I have a lifetime warranty on things that we built, right, so all the stitching, everything on here, anything that I put on there, I'm saying that as long as it's normal use, it shouldn't fall apart, okay? It shouldn't come apart. But if you want to send it through luggage, you know, through all their if you guys have ever seen any of the videos of how luggage travels through an airport, you'll notice that it goes down belts and rollers, and it's thrown around by baggage handlers and everything. So it should be pretty obvious to most people that this is not intended for that type of rough handling, okay? In that case, you would want to protect it with some sort of an extra bag, which, for example, would be something like this that we have. This is a travel bag that we build that is padded inside, and it's meant to take that sort of abuse, you know? So it can go down the pulleys and the things and be scraped and pulled and stuff, and while it might get damaged, it's very likely that it is going to protect your case inside of it and not allow that case to be damaged, okay? So ever since we've been making these travel bags, people are very happy with them. They work really well, and they serve their purpose, which is to protect your case from the rough handling that the airlines and anybody else might subject it to. So that's, you know, that's basically what the lifetime warranty is all about. So now, now that we're done with that, I have two special cases to show you. And some of you know my wife, Karen. She does a lot of work around here, and when I say a lot, I mean she's the linchpin of this operation, okay? My name is on the door, JB, but actually it's KB Cases, because without Karen, nothing runs here. She runs my shop. She's the linchpin that takes the design from you, through me, through Matthew, and puts it into the shop so that it can actually turn into a real case. Karen is actually a professional dancer, okay? A ballet dancer, modern dance, jazz, salsa, you name it, she does it. And she interrupted her dancing career to come and help me grow this business. So for that, I really thank her for doing that, but she's got an artist's soul, okay? She is a designer inside. So these two cases here are two of the latest designs that she has done, which will be available online for you to be able to go in and change the colors, add them into your case, play around with them, put your names in, do things like that. But they are an expression of what makes her happy as far as aesthetics and beauty goes. So without much further talking on that, let me just bring them forward. This is the first one here. This case here is black with aqua, and then we've got kind of a royal blue stitching going on here. I'll bring that closer so you can really see it. See how elegant that is? It looks like tooling. And the thing is when you go on our designer in the next few days, you'll see this as a new option under KB Designs, and you can go in and choose these options and stick them on the case, and then you'll be able to match the colors to whatever colors make you happy. So if you like a pink case, you can make it pink, or red, or blue, or green, or whatever. And if you want your initials, say, right inside there, we can do that as well. So go and take a look. Give me about 2 or 3 days after this to get it all set up online. But basically, this type of KB design case, you'll be able to add that in, add these features in as you like, and have that same elegant feeling that this case presents. Okay? Now, here is another version that she designed, the first two designs. I want you to look really closely here and see how that came out. So again, very elegant embroidery. Most of you know that we purchased a new embroidery machine late last year, and so we're really learning how to use it and get the most out of it that we can. So here's a good example of design work that can be done with the embroidery machine that doesn't have to be big and in your face, but it adds a very elegant tone to the case itself. So again, this design, these two cases right now are for sale. They'll be up on the website here in the next day or so. But as I said, you can go on the designer and you will be able to choose your colors, set these designs wherever you want. You know, they're going to be set up already for this pocket and for this pocket and so on. So that in that respect, you know, you'll be able to stick it right on the pocket and then set up the design. And I'm going to ask Karen to also add in some extra designs to go with them so that you can embroider them on the back if you want and have a nice little tie-in from the front to the back. Okay, so that's just one of the other things that we're working on here at JB Cases, to give you more choice and make it a nicer experience for you. So that's it for this week. Thank you all very, very much for your time. And remember, if you don't want to build it yourself, give us a call and we'll do it for you. Thank you.